greener pastures do exist. How's that for a twist? It's Rhyme and Reason 689.
There's a rhyme and reason for your life. There's a rhyme and reason why you're
Hey there, Tony here.
Give your time
And
and
the other day,
season.
Elgin and I were riding down the
On the road.
highway, and we saw a small herd of longhorn cattle, and they just looked so healthy. We were both commenting on it at the same time. We were like, oh, did you see those? How healthy those cows looked? And that cattle, depending on how you prefer to say it, we could tell that it was, it was at least partly because they were grazing in greener pastures than other cows in the area. It's a section here south of Colorado Springs in the shadow of Pikes Peak. There's a whole lot of scruffy western desert-looking land through there, but occasionally you see these fields that were more like grassy meadows, and these longhorn were getting to enjoy that. So I guess they were the grass-fed cow that you're going to be eating some of their butter and some of their sirloin and ribeye and tallow and all the other parts, from horn to tail, horn to hoof in this case. Anyway, we noticed that even though they were in the greener pastures, one of them stuck his big long horns, or her, I didn't pay attention. One of the longhorn cows poked its head through the fence to graze on the other side of the fence. And yeah, it was pretty much exactly the same kind of grass. I mean, it was green on both sides. But that made me think of that old, greener pastures saying. You've heard it, right? It's almost always repeated like it's a bad thing. The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, and then it's really not. That's, I don't know. That's what people want you to go with. But is that really true? Well, no, because greener pastures truly do exist. And I mean for anybody, from any status in life, rich or poor or young or old. The beautiful people, the plain folks, it doesn't matter where you come from, or it doesn't matter what awards you've won or anything else like that. What does matter is who you know. Yeah. Where you going to be, who you going to get in to see, who you going to know. Sounds like I'm leaving out some verbs there. Let me play this and I'll be right back.
Father God, you never leave me, you never forsake me. And your word gives me courage to go where you take me. You are with me through each dire upheaval. With you in me, I will fear no evil. As I walk through the shadow of death, I will sing till my very last breath. Green pastures, still waters, goodness and mercy for your sons and daughters. True love dwells in the house of the Lord. Each person, each nation can be renewed through your sweet restoration. True love dwells in the house of the Lord. Father God, you made a way for my total redemption. I believe Jesus died to provide that exemption. He's my shepherd through thorns and through clover. He's my new wine and my cup runs over. As I walk through the shadow of death, I will sing till my very last breath. Green pastures, still waters, goodness and mercy for your sons and daughters. True love dwells waters, goodness and mercy for your sons and daughters. True love dwells in the house of the Lord. Each person, each nation can be renewed through your sweet restoration. True love dwells in the house of the Lord. Green pastures, still waters, goodness and mercy for your sons and daughters. True love dwells in the house of the Lord. Each person, each nation can be renewed through your sweet restoration. True love dwells in the house of the Lord. In the house of the Lord. In the house of the Lord. In the house of the Lord.
Yeah, that's right. True love dwells in the house of the Lord. And anybody who's read my articles or knows me, they watch my videos or tune into my podcast or listen to my songs, you already knew what I was talking about, and you know what I'm referencing in that song, In the House of the Lord. The green pastures and the still waters, Psalm 23, for those of you who don't know. And I'm always saying, look for opportunities to share this greener pastures message. Show them how to get themselves on the other side of that fence and get into the house of the Lord. Maybe you could share that song with them. It might help, it might hinder you. I don't know. But it's a real true thing that greener pastures do exist, even for the lowest life people here, the crummiest bums, the street zombies that I see walking up and down the local streets here in Colorado Springs, going and getting their drugs. They don't have to die and go to hell. That's if they go there, if that's their choice. They could go to the greener pastures and live in the house of the Lord, but they have to make the decision. No one else can make it for them. Everybody has to make that decision. You and I had to. We have to, depending on who's listening. I had to do it, and my grandmother made sure that I did. And I appreciate that. I'll look forward to thanking her profusely once again when I see her once again in heaven. Thank you so much for tuning in to this musical and Greener Pastures version of the Rhyme and Reason Happy Hour, which is never an hour, by the way. And as always, it's brought to you by TonyFunderburk.com, where you should go over there and get that cool T-shirt that says, "Life has rhyme and reason because God made you."
There's a rhyme and reason.